A great game doesn't just entertain you, it completely hollows you out and lives in your head rent-free. If you're looking for narratives with crushing emotional stakes, flawless pacing, and characters that feel entirely real, you need to experience these 12 masterpieces.
Has that wriggler eaten your brain already?
They took her to Volmerius Hospital.
Attacked? She's hurt?
Most fantasy games make you feel like a legendary, flawless hero destined to save the world.
Let's go.
The Witcher 3 is different. It's a story about a tired, aging father trying to find his adoptive daughter before a cosmic threat destroys her. The genius of this narrative lies in its moral ambiguity. There are no clean good versus evil choices here. A simple side contract to hunt a monster can spiral into a devastating family tragedy where every choice leaves a bitter taste in your mouth. The characters feel deeply flawed, deeply human, and completely unforgettable. It's a massive, dark fantasy epic that doesn't just build a world. It populates it with stories that will break your heart.
What a fight! Let it be known by one and all that the Witcher has defeated the Sergeant and become champion of all Velen!
No! Spider-Man has got defenses!
Superheroes are at their best when the human behind the mask is falling apart. Spider-Man 2 completely nails that dynamic. The story isn't just about stopping iconic villains like Kraven or Venom. It's a brilliant dual narrative study on toxic addiction, grief, and the exhausting weight of responsibility. Watching Peter slowly lose himself to the corrupting influence of the symbiote suit, hurting the people who love him most, is genuinely painful to watch. Meanwhile, Miles is drowning in the trauma of his past. It treats its characters with massive respect, delivering emotional, character-driven stakes that make the explosive blockbuster action feel earned and intensely personal. It proves that the mask is always a burden.
Craven's gonna pay. Fine. If I have to hurt you, I will. Almost.
On paper, a story about a lonely post-apocalyptic delivery man sounds incredibly boring. But Hideo Kojima turned Death Stranding into one of the most unique, philosophically profound narratives in the entire medium. It's a story completely obsessed with human connection, isolation, and the legacy we leave behind. The world is hauntingly beautiful, and the slow, deliberate pacing forces you to sit with the loneliness. But as Sam bridges the gap between fractured cities, the narrative unfurls into a mind-bending sci-fi epic anchored by incredible, Hollywood-level performances. It's weird, it's surreal, and by the time you reach the ending, the emotional payoff hits you like an absolute freight train. It's a masterpiece about hope.
Sam, it's me.
Amelie?
Ghost of Tsushima is a sweeping, tragic epic about the cost of survival. The core narrative conflict is beautifully simple but emotionally agonizing. How far are you willing to sacrifice your personal honor to save your people? Watching Jin Sakai slowly tear down everything his uncle taught him, abandoning the rigid samurai code to become the terrifying, underhanded ghost, is storytelling perfection. The game uses its environment, the swirling leaves, the bloody pampas grass, to mirror Jin's internal turmoil. It is a cinematic love letter to classic samurai cinema that balances quiet, poetic moments of reflection with a crushing, emotional finale that will leave you absolutely devastated.
Take a wild guess. Is everything good with you? Did those bozos come around again?
Cyberpunk 2077 doesn't just give you a story, it injects a ticking digital time bomb directly into your protagonist's brain.
Would you like to bet me?
The narrative is a desperate, neon-soaked scramble for survival, as your consciousness slowly gets erased by the ghost of a dead rockstar terrorist, Johnny Silverhand. The relationship that develops between V and Johnny is one of the best-written dynamics in gaming history, shifting from pure hatred to a profound, tragic brotherhood. Night City is a beautiful, cynical, capitalist nightmare that swallows people whole, and the game shines brightest in its quiet, intimate character moments. The endings are heartbreakingly beautiful, leaving you to ponder what it truly means to be.
It's the inner child, curious of the world, but also naive and reckless.
Your condition might be getting worse, V. Pan Am asked me to keep an eagle eye on you.
Where'd she go?
She's off debating
Deal with each other. And I'm guessing things got pretty messy.
Instead of just giving us another mindless treasure hunt, Uncharted 4 grows up alongside its audience. It asks a deeply human question. What happens to an adrenaline junkie when the adventure ends and normal life sets in? Nathan Drake is trying to live a quiet life, but the sudden return of his long-lost brother pulls him back into the obsession that almost killed him. The story is a masterclass in pacing, focusing heavily on marital strain, brotherly betrayal, and the toxic nature of obsession. The dialogue flows naturally, the character chemistry is unmatched, and it sends the franchise off with a mature, emotionally satisfying farewell that feels completely earned.
No!
Hey, sniper!
Land ho!
Mass Effect 2 is the gold standard for how to write a character-driven sci-fi epic. The main plot is a terrifying suicide mission, but the real heart of the narrative is the crew you assemble to fight it. The entire game is a masterclass in building relationships. Through beautifully written loyalty missions, you earn the trust of a fascinatingly diverse cast of aliens, mercenaries, and soldiers, each carrying their own deep traumas and convictions. The stakes are impossibly high because your narrative choices and the bonds you forge directly determine who lives and who dies in the final act. It makes you care about your crew like actual friends.
You're very well informed.
Solarian government well-connected espionage experts had top-level clearance once.
Combat drones away. Frankly, you're thick for saying so. You know, I was gonna give you a swift kick.
The narrative of Baldur's Gate 3 is a living, breathing tapestry woven entirely by your choices. It doesn't just give you a story, it reacts to your morality, your failures, and your darkest impulses with terrifying detail. The companion characters are the absolute stars of the show. Broken, traumatized outcasts fighting against cosmic horrors and their own tragic pasts. Watching characters like Astarion or Shadowheart evolve based on how you treat them is one of the most rewarding narrative experiences you can have. It is a massive, tactical epic where every single line of dialogue carries weight, making your unique journey feel entirely personal and unforgettable.
Younger, tougher, smarter, done. Anything is possible. Just let me keep the girl and her babe.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
If you think games need a massive budget and a 50-hour runtime to tell a great story, What Remains of Edith Finch will shatter that belief in 2 hours. You explore a bizarre, sprawling family home, uncovering the final moments of various members of the cursed Finch family. Each death is told through a completely unique, highly imaginative gameplay vignette that manages to be simultaneously whimsical, beautiful, and deeply tragic. It handles the incredibly heavy themes of grief, mortality, and family legacy with a level of poetic grace that most movies can't touch. It is short, poignant, and will linger in your mind for weeks.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar.
What if Owen's somewhere else?
He's there.
This duology is an absolute emotional meat grinder.
Before someone sees us.
Part 1 builds one of the most legendary, heartbreaking, paternal bonds in media history, showing how love can bloom in the darkest corners of a brutal world. Then Part 2 comes along and completely weaponizes that love, turning the narrative into a terrifying, uncomfortable exploration of tribalism, cyclical violence, and the hollow nature of revenge. It forces you to empathize with characters you hate, blurring the lines of heroism until everyone is just a monster in someone else's story. It is a relentless, exhausting cinematic masterpiece that refuses to give you easy answers.
For you. What did you do? Nothing. I told you to stay put. I couldn't.
The whole world's changed. They don't want folk like us no more.
Red Dead 2 is arguably the greatest, most tragic character study ever put to disc. Arthur Morgan isn't a good man, but he is a deeply self-aware one, navigating a world that no longer has a place for him or his outlaw family. The pacing is deliberately slow, allowing you to live in Arthur's boots and watch the slow, agonizing decay of the Van der Linde gang from the inside out. Arthur's journey toward finding his own version of redemption is so masterfully written and acted that it transcends the medium. It's a beautiful, devastating American myth that will leave you absolutely hollowed out by the end.
When we hang him.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Hey, you said it, not me. The others are waiting for you.
Taking the absolute #1 spot is a modern narrative miracle. Expedition 33 takes an incredibly high-concept, poetic premise and turns it into the most emotionally devastating story of the generation. A mysterious paintress wakes up once a year to paint a number on a monolith, instantly turning anyone of that age to dust. You control the members of Expedition 33 as they embark on a desperate final journey to destroy her before she paints the number 33. The narrative stakes are heartbreakingly absolute. They know this is a suicide mission. It explores grief, legacy, and the beauty of human mortality with breathtaking art direction and writing so profoundly moving it redefines video game storytelling.
One insomniac to another.
Sometimes I just can't turn off my mind. It's like